Hello and welcome to the SM Astro channel. Venus enters Pisces sign on 27th of January and will remain here till 30th of May 2025. This is an unusually long transit for Venus. Venus normally changes signs in approximately 45 days, but this time it will remain in its exaltation sign for almost 4 months. There is a sign exchange between Jupiter and Venus for major portion of this transit. During this period, it will also be conjunct with Rahu till 17th of May. And then Saturn will also join this conjunction in April. Mercury will also join this Venus towards the end of Jan, and Sun will be conjunct with Venus from 14th of March. So too many planets will be influencing Venus and the Pisces sign. Let us understand the effect of this transit for each ascendant and sign. As usual, we shall begin with the Aries ascendant. For Aries ascendant and Aries moon sign, your second and seventh house Lord Venus is transiting in exaltation in 12th house. The Lord of second house going in 12th house is never good for wealth, but this time there is an exchange between 12th house and second house Lords for major portion of this transit. This transit can therefore generate wealth through investments and foreign dealings. For those who are into import-export sector or into luxury goods can do well during this transit. It can be a good time to rise at the top. Your ascendant Lord Mars is in retro state in Gemini, and it means that extra effort will however be required for generation of wealth. Venus is a planet that provides luxury and loves to spend on luxuries. For Aries natives, this is also a time for expenses on luxury and indulgence. A very appropriate time for foreign travels, expense on self and expenses on Bhog Vilash. You would like to go to expensive restaurants and visit malls and do some shopping for yourself. This Venus is in conjunction with Rahu, which will further tempt you to make unnecessary expenses. Venus is also your 7th house lord, the house of marriage and partnerships. With this Venus in 12th house, there can be issues in marriage. The desire for bed pleasure will be very high and romance will be on the mind. Your spouse can be spendthrift during this transit. Relations with business partners can be affected, and most of all, relationship issues will occur due to misunderstandings and illusions created by Rahu. When Sun joins this Venus in March, then love and romance can be a big challenge. The aspect of Venus on the 6th house can create job opportunities at distant lands or foreign places. When Saturn also joins this Venus, then it will further amplify this effect. With both Mars and Venus influencing your 6th house, avoid loan till Mars is in Gemini. During these 4 months, it is advisable to treat your spouse with understanding and care. Be more focused on investments and do some donations to needy women and girls. If you can, then donate for wedding expenses of girls. Take good care of your eyes, especially when Sun also joins this Venus. Keep your terrace clean. There can be some foreign travels or long distance travels during this time. It is also a good time to learn any foreign language and learn about foreign culture. For Taurus ascendants and Taurus moon sign, your ascendant Lord and 6th house Lord Venus is transiting in the 11th house. There is an exchange between 11th house Lord and the ascendant Lord for major portion of this transit. What this exchange means is that this is a very appropriate time for gains and wish fulfillment. Most of you can expect promotions and salary hikes during this time. Your friend circle and social network can also see expansion. This is a very favorable transit for you, and you must work towards achieving your goals and fulfillment of desires. This Venus is conjunct with Rahu, which will aid in your wish fulfillment. With Digbali Jupiter in your Lagna, use your wisdom and knowledge and be ethical to make money and gain popularity in society and among friends. Rahu will tempt you to choose an unconventional path, but do not give in to such temptations. With retro Mars causing expenses, this Venus will now attempt to balance these expenses. This transit also is very favorable for getting desired jobs and improving relations with co-workers. Any old disputes can be sorted out, and if you are going through any legal matters, then you can expect things to go your way during this transit in such matters. The 6th house Lord has gone 6 places from itself, and both the houses are Upachya houses. which simply means that this is a very favorable time in matters of jobs, profession and career. Those people who are in finance sector, restaurant and hotel industry, travel and tour industry, people dealing in luxury and female items, artists can do very well during this time. The aspect of Venus on your fifth house can create a relationship yoga and desire for romance and love. However, since Rahu is also aspecting your fifth house, be very careful and differentiate between true and fake relationships and do not fall into the trap of illusions. There can be gains from stock market as well. However, use your discretion before investing in any risky and speculative activities. During this transit, you will seek pleasure from the company of friends and you will indulge in partying and socializing. Whether you are a boy or girl, you are likely to add more female friends to your list of friends during this transit. You can also improve relations with your children. Social media influencers can also do well during this transit. When Saturn joins this Venus, your career can see very good growth. Do some mantra chanting and this transit will bless you with both materialistic and spiritual gains. For Gemini ascendants and Gemini moon sign, your 5th and 12th house Lord Venus is transiting in your 10th house. There is an exchange between 12th house Lord and 10th house Lord for major portion of this transit. It creates a Malavya Raj Yoga as well. Primarily, this is a very good transit for those who are in import-export business or have any dealings with foreign lands, or those who work in MNC or simply have any foreign or international connection in their career. Those who are into investment banking or any form of investment work also stand to gain. Those in vehicle industry, restaurant and hotel industry or any dealings with luxury items can gain during this transit. For some of you, if your chart has such promises and present dasha is supportive, then you can rise to the very top of your career. You can achieve the heights of success in career. With Rahu also supporting this, the sky is the limit. Do some investments during this transit and it will hold you good in future. You can also be appreciated by your bosses and superiors, and it is at workplace and career that you will find mental peace and pleasure. This is the time to fall in love with your work. Venus as fifth lord creates good education possibilities for college students. With presence of Rahu, your dream to go abroad for higher studies can also get fulfilled during this time. Artists, social media influencers, celebrities can also do well during this time. This is a good time to gain popularity, name and fame. This is, however, a time for illusion in matters for love and romance. There can be some misunderstandings with lover and also suspicion will dampen relations. Do not give into temptation of Rahu. Do not get into multiple relations. Instead, utilize the energy of Rahu and Venus conjunction to grow your relations. The aspect of Venus on 4th house is good and supportive for buying vehicles and also for those who are in vehicle industry. Use this transit to grow your career and improve relations with bosses and superiors. For Cancer ascendants and Cancer moon sign, Venus becomes your 4th and your 11th house lord and is transiting in the 9th house of Bhagya. There is an exchange between 11th house lord and 9th house lord for major portion of this transit. The exchange between 11th and 9th house means an exchange between Bhagya and wish fulfillment. Your Bhagya lord is working to fulfill your desire and the lord of wish fulfillment is comfortably seated in the house of Bhagya. What this means is that this is a very favorable time to gain in matters of friendship, social network, income and gains. Your career lord Mars is not in a favorable position at present and will not be so for the next few months. However, if you have a stronger Venus and favorable dasha in your chart, then this transit of Venus can bring multiple opportunities to gain and rise in career. With Rahu also present with this Venus, there will be huge gains and bigger opportunities. There are, however, chances of some misunderstanding with friends, but keep in mind this is only the mischief of Rahu playing tricks with your mind. Do not start or end a friendship purely on instinct. Remember, you have Jupiter in your 11th house, which demands wisdom, knowledge, and ethical practices in dealings with outside world and also in matters of finance and income. This Venus will also try to bless you with property and vehicle, especially vehicle. This is also good for those who are in vehicle industry, interior designing, or any beautification work, be it salons, parlors, clothes designing, etc. Your mother's health can be a matter of concern, especially when Saturn joins this Venus. The aspect of Venus on 7th house can improve relations with, on 3rd house, can improve relations with siblings and neighbors. Ketu in 3rd house may have caused some issues with them up to now, but this Venus will attempt to resolve these old issues. There can be both long and short distance travels as well during this transit. You will especially seek pleasure from religious tours and religious activities. Now, this can actually create some conflict, as Rahu will attempt to pollute your mind against religious activities and try to divert you from the path of dharma and righteousness. Remember, this is the Maya of Rahu playing tricks on your thought process. Do some mantra chanting and meditation to calm your mind and fight such conflicting thoughts. For Leo ascendants and Leo moon sign, your 3rd and 10th house Lord Venus is transiting in your 8th house. It is in Rashi Parivartan with the 8th house Lord for major portion of this transit. There will be major changes in career. This is a period of major transformations in career for you. There will be sudden positive changes in profession. Obstacles will also be removed. It is, however, important to be ethical and follow proper principles during this time. People who are into investment sectors and insurance sector will benefit the most, which means that old investments will give good returns as well. Those who are in legal field will also gain, and if you are facing any legal battles, then you can expect some relief during this transit. Some of you will also be starting a new venture or starting your career from scratch during this time. Spy agencies, detectives, people dealing with CCTV cameras, people in research field, investigating agencies, astrologers, scientists, pharma industry, healers, travel and tour industry can see success. Keep one thing in mind, that keep your career related matters a secret and do not disclose to others your ideas and do not be vocal about upcoming success. As they say, don't count your chickens before they hatch. This is also a good time to do some mantra chanting and seek pleasure from spirituality and occult science. With Rahu conjunct with Venus, it will tempt you to be a little indulgent in immoral activities. Do not fall prey to this. Be a little careful while traveling, especially when Venus will be retro. Also be careful when Saturn joins Venus in your 8th house. There can be some obstacles in travel, and it is important that you plan your travel well. You will have to work harder than usual and you will get the rewards too. The aspect of Venus on 2nd house will tempt you to consume more of bakery food, etc. Your speech will improve and you should be able to convince others easily as long as your intent is right. There can be sudden wealth gain by means of inheritance, insurance or old investments during this transit. If possible, make some investments also, make some new investments while Venus is in this sign, is in exaltation in Pisces. For Virgo ascendants and Virgo moon sign, your 2nd house Lord and 9th house Lord is transiting in your 7th house. There is Rashi Parivartan between 7th house Lord and 9th house Lord for major portion of this transit. This Venus is also forming Malavya Raj Yoga. Exchange between 7th house and 9th house Lord is very good and favorable for marriage relations, self-business opportunities and business relations. Partnership business will flourish. Any form of self-business will flourish during this time. Luck will be by your side in these matters. Your father, bosses and mentors can be very good guide for you during this time. Those who are pursuing higher studies, PhD, MBA, etc. or any kind of post-graduation courses will also benefit from this transit. There can be some religious and long distance travels during this period. Overall, all of this is very good for you. However, the planet of 9th house Lord, that is the Lord of Dharma house for you, has come to the house of marriage and materialistic desires and it is in conjunction with Rahu. What this means is that there will be some temptations to do things behind the back of your spouse which you should not. There are chances of multiple relations also being formed. There are also chances of suspicion and misunderstanding in marriage and also with business partners. As long as the path of dharma is followed, these issues will not prevail and instead this transit can bless you with healthy relations and there can be success in partnerships and in personal life as well. Keep the negative traits of Rahu away from your life and this Rahu can then expand your business and also provide opportunities for multiple sources of income and also opportunity to work with foreign lands. Venus is also your 2nd house Lord, the house of wealth, and it is coming into 7th house again indicates growth opportunity in financial terms. Your bank balance and savings can be improved during this transit. The aspect of Venus on your Lagna will add charm and pleasantness to your personality. You would be able to convince others easily as long as your intent and path is right. With Venus in 7th house, romance and blood pressure will also increase. Go out for a romantic date with your spouse and do not give in to temptations and illusions of Rahu. Even a religious tour with spouse on a travel to foreign land will be good for you. Your spouse anyway would like to be pampered and treated well like a king, queen or a king during this transit. There can be good marriage prospects for singles, but do not make any impulsive decisions. For Libra ascendants and Libra moon sign, Venus becomes your ascendant lord and the 8th house lord, and it is transiting in your 6th house. There is an exchange between the 6th house lord and 8th house lord for major portion of this transit. There can be major transformations in profession and jobs. This is more likely to be a positive change and transformation for you. Even though 6th house is the Maran Karak Sthan of Venus, and Venus normally does not perform well here, but the exchange of houses between Jupiter and Venus will attempt to provide positive results. However, do not be impulsive to change your job, as some opportunities can just be an illusion of Rahu, who is also present in your 6th house. There can be opportunities to work in foreign or distant lands for you during this time. The aspect of Venus also falls on your 12th house and further intensifies the possibility of this happening. Venus is also your ascendant lord, and its transit in 6th house is again good for job and loan issues as well. Your loan applications can also get approved. This transit can also bless you with victory in court cases. When Mercury joins this Venus, then even luck will be by your side in these matters. However, this is not such a good transit for your health issues. You need to be watchful of your health and take utmost care of your stomach and digestion issues. There can be some struggles in life if you don't follow a proper daily routine and keep a watchful eye on what you eat. Keep your loan and professional matters secret. It is a good transit for winning competitions as well and defeating enemies. Mostly, it is a good transit for you except for health related matters. You can chant the Bij mantra of Shukra, which is Om Shum Shukraya Nama, daily 108 times in the morning to reduce the negative effects of this transit. For Scorpio ascendants and Scorpio moon sign, your 12th and 7th house lord, Venus is transiting in your 5th house. There is an exchange between 7th house lord and 5th house lord for major portion of this transit. The exchange of 7th house and 5th house lord primarily creates a very strong yoga for love marriage and for blooming of romance in an already married people. For those who are single and looking for a relationship, then this transit is favorable for it. For those who are already in a love relation, can convert their relation into marriage. Just avoid the trap of Rahu and you should be fine in these matters. Rahu can create some illusions and suspicion in your mind. Avoid this and you can grow your relationship. Do not do things behind the back of your spouse or your lover. There will also be good marriage prospects for singles who are looking for a bride or a groom. However, due to presence of Rahu, do not rush to say yes or no. Self-business can also flourish using your own ideas, skills and talents. Any self-employment where college education plays a crucial role will also do well in this transit. Artists, creators, celebrities will do well. Avoid arrogance at all cost. Do some mantra chanting and meditation to calm your mind. The ascendant Lord Mars is in Gemini in retro state and will cause some troubles, and later on also when it moves to Cancer, it will be in debilitation. So to get positive results out of the next 4 months, concentrate on strengthening your Venus. Do some mantra chantings and follow proper principles and ethics, and your career will grow and so will your personal relationships. There can be some losses from share markets and other speculative activities, hence avoid these risky ventures. This Venus is aspecting the 11th house of gains and will bring some improvement in social circle and make you popular among friends, and will also attempt to provide some income. However, not through speculative activities. College students who want to go abroad for further studies or to places far away from your birthplace can get an opportunity to do so. For Sagittarius ascendants and Sagittarius moon sign, your 11th and 6th house Lord Venus is transiting in your 4th house. There is an exchange between 6th house Lord and 4th house Lord for major portion of this transit. This exalted Venus also has directional strength by virtue of it transiting in the 4th house for you. Also, it is creating a Malavya Raj Yoga. This primarily creates a very good yoga for building a new home or vehicle with the help of loans. With Mars in retro state, it is not advisable to invest in lands. However, with Venus having such good strength, you may buy a vehicle or a home, especially vehicle. There can be some changes made to the interior of home for which you will be well appreciated. Rahu and Venus in 4th house can create a very beautiful interior for your home. The exchange between 4th and 6th house lords can also provide opportunities for work at home for some of you. This Venus is also forming a Malavya Rajyo for you, and if you are running dashas which is very favorable, then you can make lots of money during this transit. You can progress in job and expect promotions and salary hikes. There will be extension in friend circle and social network as well. There can be increase in name and fame as well. You would also like to invite friends over to your home for a gathering. Relations with mother will also improve and so will her health as well. Home environment will be pleasant and cheerful. The aspect of this Venus on your 10th house will improve relations with bosses and superiors and also bring some stability in profession. Those who are in vehicle industry will do well during this transit, and also those who are into interior designing and beautification related professions. Use the energy of this transit to improve relations with mother and improve the overall domestic environment and also to gain success in your job. Follow a proper daily routine and be pleasant to people who come to your home, and you can also gather public support, especially when Saturn joins this Venus in your 4th house. For Capricorn ascendants and Capricorn moon sign, your 10th house and 5th house lord, your Yog Karak planet is transiting in your 3rd house. There is an exchange between 5th house and 3rd house lord for major portion of this transit. This exchange between 5th house lord and 3rd house lord promises success for artists, creators, social media influencers for startup companies. With Rahu conjunct with this Venus, this will also provide you the courage to pursue your hobbies and new ventures, and also to implement the ideas that you have always wanted to put into action. It is through hard work and effort that you will gain a lot during this transit. Venus also rules your career house, the 10th house, and it again shows that through much effort, courage and hard work, you will be getting success, but all of this is very much needed during this time. There can be some changes and transformations in career during this transit, like promotions and salary hikes, or change of profession or company. There can also be some short distance travels in matters of career. Not only in career, but also in matters of personal relations, you will be courageous and put in a lot of effort, which means that this is a good time also to convert your love relation into love marriage. You will have the courage to talk with your family about your loved one, and also you will have the courage to propose or approach someone that you like and have been waiting to approach them for quite some time now. Relations with neighbors and younger siblings will also improve. The aspect of Venus on the 9th house will also create some religious travel opportunity and also improve relations with father. This transit is good to teach skills to your children and go for an adventure with them like camping or hiking or play some sports with them. Chant some mantras as well during this transit. Use more of social media and digital communication in career during this time. When Saturn joins this Venus, then your efforts will be rewarded in an even bigger way. Be creative in career and communicate well. You will also enjoy pursuing your hobbies during this time. For Aquarius ascendants and Aquarius moon sign, your 9th and 4th house lord Venus is transiting in your 2nd house. There is going to be an exchange between 4th house lord and 2nd house lord for major portion of this transit. This exchange means that there can be wealth generated from properties and land. Even though Mars is not in a good dignity, if you have a strong Venus and favorable dasha, then you can gain from land as well during this time. This is a very favorable time for those who are in vehicle industry, in interior designing, garments work, restaurant and hotel industry, education field and anything to do with glamour and communication. Those who are in food industry especially can benefit a lot. With Rahu also present in your 2nd house, the gains can be very big. With Venus in 2nd house, you will be blessed with the politeness, softness and charm in your speech, which Rahu may have taken away from you. Relations with family members can improve as well due to this. Venus is also your Bhagya Lord, and this means that luck is favoring you in matters of wealth and savings. This is the time of prosperity for you. The aspect of Venus on the 8th house promises gains from old investments, inheritance, insurance, etc. Family disputes can be solved, ancestral property issues can also be solved during this time. In fact, those who are in ancestral business will also gain during this time. Father, guru, mentors, bosses will support you and their advice will suit you well. Mother's health will also improve, and even your mother can gain wealth from somewhere. Buying some jewelry, especially diamond, will also be good for you. Some of you may also buy a vehicle during this transit and also make some changes to the interiors of their home. A family vacation or a religious tour with family is also on the cards. For Pisces ascendants and Pisces moon sign, your 8th and 3rd house lord is transiting in your 1st house. There is an exchange between 3rd house lord and ascendant lord for major portion of this transit. Primarily, this Venus is going to influence your overall personality. It's going to make you charming and make your personality very pleasant. You would also be very conscious about your appearance and the clothes that you wear before stepping out of home. Giving special attention to looks will be a prominent effect for you during this transit. With Rahu also present in Lagna, you can create an aura about yourself during this time. The exchange between 1st and 3rd house lord is going to make you very hardworking and courageous as well. You will have the courage and energy to pursue and chase your dreams and goals. It is in fact advisable to play some sports or do some physical activity to burn off the excess energy that you will be blessed with during this transit. Remember, Venus is also the lord of your 8th house, and which can give you some health issues, especially as Rahu is also in conjunction with this Venus. Relations with younger siblings and neighbors will also improve. There can be some major positive changes and transformations in your life during this period. This Venus will aspect your 7th house and improve relations with spouse and business partners as well. With Ketu in 7th house, the relations may have been dampened with them, but now this blessing of Venus will improve things for you. When Mercury also joins this Venus, then it will create a love marriage yoga for you. If your current dasha is good, there can be sudden positive gains for you. Spirituality will also interest you, and it is advised to do some mantra chantings during this period. Try to keep your life a secret during this time. Do not blow the trumpet on any success that you get during this time. Stay quiet and reserved, or else Rahu can reveal some of your hidden secrets to the world. Overall, this is a good transit for you.